back here in the morning studio hanging out with former Senator and potentially future Senator Al Weier. Al, real quick question. Who's this creepy dude standing over the couch?
That's what I call my skinny me. He's a volunteer who works for me during campaigns, he and a couple of his friends.
What year was that taken? Was that back when you were running for Senate?
It was back when I had darker hair.
Yeah, right.
No, I think actually the shirt is a state representative shirt, and the last time I ran for state representative was 2006. So it couldn't be any newer than 2006.
We have Al and decade ago Al, so
yeah.
Nice to have you both on the show.
10 years ago, Al.
So you get appointed to the Colorado Tourism Board. And real quick, let's talk about tourism, how important it is to Colorado.
Yeah, you know, Colorado's got a really great story to talk about tourism. In 1993, as a fluke of Tabor, which was enacted by the citizens as an amendment to our Constitution in 1992, it required that citizens have an opportunity to, among many things, to vote on any tax that they were part of.
This was a big deal recently because with the pot revenue that has come in, it has come
up
to...
So in 1993, because tourism was funded with 0.2% of sales tax on 5 different tourism industries, the whole state had to vote whether or not to continue that tax. And the state voted no because they were feeling so empowered for the first time in their life.
0.2%.
2 cents on every $10 purchase.
Jeez.
They were so empowered that they voted no, and Colorado Tourism Office lost all its funding. Colorado became the first state in the union to not have a state tourism office, tourism and promotion office.
Tourism is just a little part of our economy.
It's the second largest industry in our economy.
Second largest,
Ryan,
and we don't even have a funding for it.
Here's the interesting tale of that. From 1993 to 1997, we had no, actually till 2000, we had no funding. But there's an entity, international entity called Longwoods International. They do surveys and marketing trends on states and various marketing efforts. And they did a research piece out of their own pocket on Colorado because we were the first to go dark to see what the impacts of not having funding were. And they determined that in 4 short years, Colorado lost a full third of its national overnight market share. So in 1993, 2.7% of every dollar spent on lodging in America was spent in Colorado. By 1997, it was 1.8%.
Wow.
Of that national market.
It's a massive decline.
Yeah, and it took us 20 years to get that back. Anyway, in 2000, the Colorado Tourism Office was recreated legislatively. It was funded with $5 million of general fund dollars, which was a modest amount, but at least we were back up and running. So 2006, myself and other legislators were able to earmark gaming funds, $20 million worth of gaming funds, to advertise the state. And so given my efforts, when the governor was elected and he needed to put a director in that office, he turned to me and I was...
This is Governor Hickenlooper.
Governor Hickenlooper. I was thrilled that he did. And during my tenure, we saw the return on investment for our marketing dollars go from 100 to 1, which is really nice, right, to 400 to 1, largely as a result of the Come to Life campaign that my office put together and has been hugely successful. One of the most successful destination marketing campaigns in the United States.
So how did this go down? Did he send you an email? Was it formal, or were you guys drinking scotch one night with cigars and he says, hey, Al, I need you. We're doing this Colorado tourism thing.
It wasn't like that necessarily. I was at a Colorado Oil and Gas annual luncheon, and the governor, as a senator, the governor came in, governor-elect. He wasn't even inaugurated at that point in time. And I was invited by a friend of mine in the oil and gas business. I was sitting next to him, and the governor came over and whispered to him and asked if he would change seats so that he could sit next to me. And the governor sat next to me, and he leaned over and he whispered and said, "Would you be my director of tourism?"
Wow.
I said, "Sure." It was as simple as that.
That was that, and the rest is history. So how long did you serve in that role?
Almost 5 years.
And what are some things that you accomplished in those 5 years?
Well, every year that I was in as director, we set a record for visitation, the number of visitors into the state. Spending, of course, followed that, and taxes collected. You know, for every dollar that the state spends marketing the state of Colorado, we get about a 15 to 1 return.
15 to 1.
And that's
a no-brainer.
That's just state dollars. It's about 30 to 1 when you look at city, county, and state.
Wow.
And that's
It's
taxes.
mind-boggling that program got
Well, when
cut.
you're talking about state government,
Yeah.
when I was trying to sell my colleagues on it, it was like the Republicans would say, well, we should run government more like business. I said, what's more of a business than putting in $1 and getting $15 back? That's
right.
an investment return. The Democrats say, hey, we need to feed these hungry kids breakfast because we shouldn't be spending money on tourism. I said, you give me money for tourism and I'll give you more money to feed those hungry kids breakfast.
And you had a great background in tourism as well as a great background in business and finance from the Senate. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll go into that a little more.
Good Morning Grand County is brought to you by
Granby Chamber of Commerce, the heart of something grand.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.